So, without any further ado, we'd like to give an illustration of how scouting in the group has changed in the last 60 years. All of the events referred to in this following sketch are actually true. We owe thanks and huge apologies to the Monty Python team, who unwittingly have provided the inspiration for this sketch.
Very passable, this, very passable.
Nothing like a good massive shattered Sicilian wine, Gerald.
Ah, you're right there, Dave.
Who'd have thought 60 years ago we'd all be sitting here drinking Chateau de Sicilian wine, eh?
Aye, in them days we'd be glad to have the price of a cup of tea.
A cup of cold tea.
Without no milk or sugar.
Or tea in a filthy, cracked mug.
That's because he didn't wash up properly.
But you know, we were happy in those days, though we were only poor scouts.
Aye, but because we were poor scouts. I remember my dad used to say to me, money doesn't buy you happiness, lad.
He was right. I was happier then and I had nothing. We used to go to camp in this tiny old storm haven with great big holes in the canvas.
I remember camping on the Isle of Wight. It was a scorcher, and many of the scouts got sunburned. And the tents were so thin that the sun used to come right through the canvas.
You were lucky. When we camped in Brecon Beacons, we took our drinking water from this mountain stream and we'd find dead sheep further upstream, same stream.
You were lucky. We camped in New Forest when 4 inches of rain fell in 3 days and sight were a swamp. The trolls had to battle to keep dry and leavers had to keep fire going day and night for cooking. Cooks that brought parents to sight got stuck in mud and we needed heavy lifting gear to get it out.
You went to New Forest?
Aye, we did.
Oh, you were lucky. We dreamed of going to New Forest. When I was a scout, we were so poor we never went further than Fulking. Aye, that's what we said at the time.
What did you say?
So, did you go up Fulking Hill near Fulking?
Oh, aye, I did that, aye.
Well, did you used to get the camp then?
We had this old blue minibus. It had arbor benches and we all had to sit sideways on. And there were no seatbelts, not even for driver.
You had a purpose-built minibus. You were lucky. We had an old ambulance. The windscreen used to fall out and we had to pop it back in. Mind you, it was useful for getting through the traffic because a lot of cars used to pull over when they saw the ambulance.
You had ambulance with seats, sheer luxury. When we went to New Forest, we had a hard removal van and we had to sit on our kit all the way.
We used to dream of iron removal van. All we had was tread cart with blooming great wooden wheels that we had to hold ourselves. Oh, that's why we had to stay local. We even used that tread cart and all for collecting jungle, for jungle sales, because that was our main source of fundraising in them days.
Don't talk to me about fundraising. I used to spend 5 hours every May in blazing hot sunshine running mini dippers, patching duck.
Well, of course we had it hard. I used to dress in a tutu and do the dance of the sugar plum fairies at the group pantomime to raise money.
Prancing around like a fairy, you had it easy. I remember Bob a Job week, or I had to hike all the way to the bakers to collect a loaf of orbits, come back all the way up that hill. Aye, Grandad always used to say we're a long way up that hill. And all for 5 pence, aye.
Aye, but it was worth it to raise money for things like Scout Up. Of course, it wasn't the size it was today in my day. No fancy great porch with committee room and craft room.
So, did you have the extension at the back of the car park?
Aye, we did.
Oh, we used to dream of a car park. It would have been a palace to us. The hut was far too small for us and all our gear. Our dads worked on the extension themselves to save money because times were hard.
Well, when I say car park, it was actually covered area at the back of headquarters, but it was car park to us.
You were lucky. We didn't have porch at front, let alone carport at back.
But you had your own headquarters.
Aye.
Luxury. We used to dream of having our own headquarters. We had to meet up Mackie Hall We stored our camping gear and all our equipment a mile away up vicarage stables. Our stables, more or less. Each patrol had its own wooden patrol box. Patrol leader had to take it home. It was blooming heavy, I tell you. God. It took years of planning and fundraising for us even to think about having our own headquarters.
You try telling that to the young beavers, cubs and scouts today, and they won't believe you.
No.